VA3 AXJ.
VA3 IMW.
VE3 ZJC.
I really don't care, Chuck. If I'm 1 or 2 or 10, doesn't matter to me. Yeah, great week. Really, how would I say it? Anyhow, good week. Oh, it was like hell in a handbasket, but yeah, it's an interesting week. Got a lot done. Pain-free. Pain-free. I love that. I better not talk too loud about that because you know what happens. It usually backfires on you. But anyhow, yeah, I got 2 more days of, I wouldn't say too physical, much work, but enough. Gonna grab the snowblower tomorrow and change the oil on it and get it all spruced up, ready for the no snow we're not going to have this year. And maybe lubricate the shovels a bit, which I won't touch. That's somebody else's job, not mine. I won't do it. Anyhow, yeah, that's good to hear everybody in there, and I'll be probably here for the duration. Back to you.
Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else who's listening. Glad to hear that Rick is pain-free, and trust that it keeps up. And to sleep in pain is never a good thing. All the time in between, so frustration. Painful it was to see everybody down at Dundurn Castle on Sunday. It was a ton of fun. Certainly a pleasure I had been looking for to meet a bunch of folks, including yourself there, Chuck, face to face. So, yeah, I think when I did a final count of everybody who had signed in and out, we had 18 operators that were in and out. So there was a bunch of guys there that had never submitted a log, and nice to have Noel along for the ride there, and we coaxed him into sitting in the chair and picking up the microphone. So that too was a big bonus. Yeah, I heard resounding
Can you hear me now?
expectations that we're going to do this multiple activation thing on a regular basis. So we'll see what we can do about that. Anyways, I think pretty much everybody's got their logs submitted, and that means the hunters are happy folks as well. So the stats there, 18 operators through the park. Largely, there was 16 that were there for most of the duration, and 64 QSOs, which included 5 park-to-parks and 1 twofer. So great job by everybody getting out there, and like I said, nice to see everybody. Special thanks to Pierre for his antenna work, and for Larry and Bill in manipulating the logs so that they could get submitted by all the other operators. I'm here for the duration, Chuck, and listen along. By the way, happy Cheeseburger Day.
What is it really?
National Cheeseburger Day.
Oh my, this is for everything now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Guess I'll have to put a couple of patties on after the net.
Absolutely, and double up the cheese. If you get the opportunity, it's nice to have a couple of burgers where you fold up some cheese, put it in the middle, and then form the two burgers together. I think they call that a Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, and you got to get the real cheddar cheese there from a block, not that processed stuff they just pour into a liquid form into a film and then chill it. Yeah, very good then. So anyways, yes, Mac, it was great meeting you face to face, as well as some of the others that I haven't met yet, and had a great time. And yes, Noel did get a little red in the face, but at least we got him to break the ice, and now he can say he did it. And same with me as far as activating, that was a first. And of course, I should have just kept on the mic more, but a little bit excited about having everybody stage fright, I guess you could say. So yeah, it was a great day, and look forward to doing that again. And what did I miss? Got anything else there, Mac?
Well, I guess on the downside, when I went to the beer store today, I found out beer prices went up 20%. So yeah, that's not a good thing. So we'll see how that pans out. Anyways, our government is working for us, not against us, right?
You got me on that one. So that means they're probably going to cost more at the grocery store, because I don't see them being on par. Anyways, it's not something that I worry about anymore, but yeah, I can understand. It's the sin tax is not a good thing. Oh gosh, I remember when I think bottles 5 cents a bottle. That's a long time ago. Anyways, that's when I used to take in the empties for my mom's boyfriend. All right there, Mac. Well, thanks for checking in. Let's not leave Jason waiting too long, and say hello. VE3 Zulu Juliet Charlie. Jason, come on in. Thanks for waiting.
Good evening, Chuck. Call on frequency. Everybody watching and listening on YouTube. And yeah, I don't mind waiting. The only thing that's waiting on me, waiting on the mic, is some plants need a bit of watering around the house. No real traffic for me. Clearly, I missed the Cheeseburger Day, Mac, because I had fish and rice for dinner, which was complete opposite. I don't think you could get any more opposite. And yeah, I agree with you, Chuck. Dual government cheese on the burgers. You gotta, and if you're packing in between patties, you gotta do with a good old cheddar with extra flavor in there. I got nothing else happening over here, sir. Just another day, and I guess another check-in for you. I'll send it back. Thanks for doing it, Chuck. VE3ZJC, back to net.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to say we did miss you at the get together there this Sunday, and maybe we'll catch you at the next one. So, anyways, thanks for checking in there, Jason. Do appreciate it. I also noticed Coach Steel City Coach has checked in with us. on YouTube, on the YouTube stream, and I guess we have you as well. And so the sound is still good there, Jason.
Yeah, QSL, man, about the weekend, yeah, just, I know some people around here know what's going on, and, life gets in the way. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it out to the next one.
Absolutely, no worries. Radio does not come first. Family does. So, anyways, very good. Thanks for checking in, Jason. Let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly AREG Net. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie, Juliet, Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm in East Hamilton. Please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Romeo Whiskey, Juliet.
VE3, Kilo Delta Tango.
All right, I hear two stations there. RWJ and Kilo Delta Tango. Let's say hello to VE3 RWJ. Chris, come on in. How'd you make out this weekend?
I did pretty well, about 100 Simplex contacts on FM, which is pretty good, and we have a lot of local Simplex operators, so thanks to all of you for making contact with me during the VHF contest. Other than that, not much going on, just listening to the stream on YouTube. Thanks for doing the net and the stream. And that's it from here, V3 RWJ.
All right, very good. Yeah, I figured I might as well not participate this time around since we had the get-together on Sunday there, and so I couldn't really devote the time that I wanted to. And yeah, it's okay. Get the next one. And I see that now fall is upon us. There are a lot of weekend contests. I'll be getting to that list shortly, but there's a whole whack of them starting this weekend. So whoever's going to be activating in the parks this weekend there, it might get a little crowded, but it's a good thing. The more on the air, the merrier. Unless they're piling on top of each other like cordwood. Anyways, Chris, well, thank you so much for taking the time out to check in with me, and great job this weekend. Glad we could help out.
Yeah, much appreciated. And the January contest should be busier. People will be inside because it's cold, so my numbers are usually higher during that one. Yeah, this weekend's very busy. 4 different QSO parties, among other things going on.
Absolutely. So let's just hope the conditions are favorable. I just looked at QRZ there before the net started, and conditions look good except for 10 meters. Everything else is looking in the green. So I know we had a pretty rough couple of days. Monday, Tuesday, and even today was a little bit rough, but it's picked up pretty good now. Anyways, Chris, thank you so much again for checking in, and have a great rest of the evening. Enjoy the YouTube stream.
You too, 73.
7-3. All right, let's bring in Noel, VE3 Kilo Delta Tango. Noel, come on in.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I missed the check-in earlier there. I was mistimed my dinner. Sat down. I'm having a little mini celebration after a long week. So, yeah, just gonna finish this once we're off here.
All right, well, no worries. Excuse me, we're here for a couple of hours. And so, yeah. So what's your location there, Noel?
I'm on the Hamilton Mountain, right near Lime Ridge.
Oh, wow. Okay. You got a great signal on you. You're full strength down here by the Center Mall. And so that's why I was curious. So very strong signal. And yeah, your setup's pretty good. What do you got for the antenna?
going to put me on the spot. This was the whole celebration part that I mentioned earlier. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay. And so, yeah, do you want to mention what the celebration is or no?
Well, I was dealing with a squatter situation that just got resolved, so no more police visits to my house, and hopefully some peace and quiet.
All right. Yes. Very good. Then that is something to celebrate. But I'm sorry you had to go through something like that. You only hear about that on TV or in the news. So you're the first person I know who's had to deal with that. Anyways, all right. Well, thanks for checking in, Noel. Like I said, you are full strength over here. And how'd you find this this Sunday get together there? How'd you find that?
Had a lot of fun. I think I posted the photos. I managed to get a few of the whoever it was that was feeding the bird there.
Okay. What is it? The Discord feed, or are you part of the Facebook AREG page?
No, just on the Discord. No, I'm nothing on Facebook.
Do you have a Facebook account?
I do indeed.
All right. Well, if you go to the top left of the Facebook page into the search box there, just type in A-REG, and then a picture of a radio will come up, and it'll say 146430, an amateur radio group, and you can just click on join, and we'll accept you in our group there. We usually post 90% of the time, mostly radio related posts. So it's not cluttered with garbage. So you're welcome to join that if you like. And I haven't checked Discord in a bit, so I'll have to see who all has posted more photos. So great job! I'm glad to see a few of us took pictures, and so that was a first of its kind to be having pictures taken. So very good. Well, thanks for your check-in, Noel. Do you have anything else for us?
Not right now. I may have to. I'm going to have to get back to you about the Facebook thing because, as we all know, it's kind of annoying to ask the same thing over and over again, and I'm in no shape to be writing stuff down right now. So I'll get back to you, but I will definitely join.
Absolutely, no worries. No, at your discretion, as they say. And so we'll clear with VE3 Kilo Delta Tango and see who else is out there would like to join us for the weekly AREG Net. VA3 CJZ, please come now.
Papa Delta Lima.
There's another first timer. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Paul, come on in.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Noel, if you have pictures when that blue jay was eating that muffin and pecking at my fingers, I'd love a copy of that, buddy. You could email it to me at your discretion. My email's on QRZ there, V3PDL. So, yeah, if you ever get a minute to do that, that'd be appreciated. And Chuck, for you, sir, just a bean for the pot, and remembered it was Wednesday, looked at the clock, thought, okay, better crank up the stuff.
All right. You're getting back into it there, Paul. Geez, you showed up on Sunday. You come into the net on time. So very good. And you too, like myself, was a first-time activator this weekend there, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, it was a good time. Enjoyable and always good to meet guys you haven't seen for a while or meet new people. And yeah, definitely a good time.
Right on. Yeah, I had a good time too. So, all right, Paul, thanks for checking in. Say hi to me. Hope all is well with her and her foot there. and the puppies, of course.
Yeah, the only thing wrong with her foot nowadays is she keeps getting to pull it out of my backside, when I get out of hand. So.
Oh, that's why it's in that rough a shape. Always having to remove it from your you know where. Okay, Paul, thanks for checking in, buddy. Appreciate it. Is there someone else in there trying to key up with a comment or check in? Please come now.
CQ Victor Alpha 3 Mike Hotel Kilo, do you copy?
Well, this is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu with the weekly amateur radio exchange group net. And if I could, are you trying to check into this net or are you trying to call another station?
10-4.
Okay, well, you need a valid call sign to be checking in, sir. Do you have one?
Victor Alpha 3 Mike Hotel Kilo.
Victor Alpha 3 Mike Hotel Kilo. Do you have a first name and your location, please? Okay, well, no reply there, so we'll wait. And I'd like to say hello to Wade, who's joined us on the YouTube stream, as well as Wayne B, VA3FMB, and Sean, Steel City Coach, VE3FNI. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube stream. And then I just see Bill checking in now, VE3IUK. Good evening, Bill. Nice to see you on the weekend. Had fun, and let us know how things are with you. All right, so I'll enter those into my log here shortly. For now, let's see who else would like to join us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group.
B3BK.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
All right, I copied two stations there, BK and Charlie Echo Uniform. Let's bring in Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Yeah, how you doing, Chuck? Yeah, I noticed there wasn't very many check-ins on my net there on Monday night at 8 o'clock on 7100. You were missing, and a few of the other guys that checked into this net were missing as well. But anyway, maybe I'm sure they maybe had enough ham radio there when you guys met down at the castle there. Anyway, Dundurn Castle. So, sorry I missed that. I couldn't make it out, and nothing else for that. Hello to everybody on the net, and this is V3 Bravo Kilowatt.
Okay there, Rick. I had full intentions on checking in on Monday, but after I did the 7 o'clock net, I was having some trouble with my blood sugars and had to go eat something and lay down on the couch. And so I even checked into Marty's net. I couldn't do that, and then your net there. So, and then yesterday morning after I got up and had a cup of coffee, I almost passed out sitting here in my chair, almost blacked out. And so my sugars have been really all over the place lately. So, couldn't make it this time, but I'll be there for the next one, Rick.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know if the blood sugars go low, boy, well, I remember it happened to Dave Bruton there once, and went so low that we had to call the emergency to get him to the hospital right away. And he could hear everything was going on, but he just couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. He was in a coma, like. So, but he said he heard everything I said, everything I did. That was kind of strange. But anyway, I'm glad that worked out real good at Dundurn Castle. And I hear there was 18 guys on there to activate that area, that park,
whatever Park Dunder and Castle is under. So that was great. Great that you guys had fun there doing that. Over.
Yeah, I think we got bumped up to 19 operators in total. I think we got a latecomer that was added to the number there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun meeting some new guys, seeing some old faces or some old guys, old friends, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think it was a record. We got 2 contacts, and like I said, with 19 operators, so I'm pretty sure that's a record for Canada.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we had Monday night. And that wasn't a total loss. We had a fellow who was mobile on Wasaga Beach, believe it or not, and he was a newcomer. And then we had another newcomer on there. He was somewhere. Where the heck was it? He was near. He was from Montreal or near Montreal. Near Montreal, a VE2 checked in. So, yeah, V2 CDR, and so it was actually worked out pretty good with a couple of newbies coming in. So, yeah, 1 week there was kind of like your net, and you get a lot of check-ins. So sometimes, I write them down on paper first. So I don't know what you do, but that's usually what I do. So back to net, and thanks for being there, Chuck. VA3CJZ, V3VK.
Very good, Rick. Well, oh yeah. Also, I just made my second ever contact with Newfoundland, believe it or not. And the other station I made contact with is like maybe an hour's drive away. They're pretty close to each other. So yeah, all these years, and it's only the second time I've gotten Newfoundland there. I was hoping it was a POTA park, but it wasn't. So we'll have to wait for one of those guys to activate a park there. So anyways, Rick, thanks a bunch for checking in, my friend. We'll check back with you in a bit. But for now, let's go and say hello to who's the next person there? VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Tomasz, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. Everybody else on the net. VE3CJZ, let's turn the radio on here and wanted to put in a general check-in here and just fix your back, relaxing with the team.
Right on, right on. I think the conditions are not so good for 2 meters tonight. I've only got you at an S5. That's peaking at S5. Yeah, but I can still make out everything you're saying. A little bit of bacon in there. That reminds me, I got a pound of bacon in the fridge I got to cook. Anyhow, everything going okay with you there, Tomas?
Yeah, I was just standing in a different room there, so I'm back to my regular room here. Maybe it'll be a little stronger signal. Yeah, everything's good at this end. Yeah, still driving away, and yeah, still doing my walks and stuff like that. And yeah, every once in a while, I got to pick the radio up and keep in touch.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't know you were on a handheld. Excuse me, from Burlington. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, sometimes I use my Yaesu FT817, the HF radio. Sometimes I use that one. Sometimes I use the handheld. But yeah, I'm using the handheld. But I'm on the second floor here, so that's probably what's making the difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you went up to an S7 there, so very good. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear everything's going okay with you. Now you're settling into the fall conditions, I guess, with more kids and everything else, busier all around because people are not on vacation as much. And so, yeah, very good then. All right, Tomas, thank you very much for checking in with us and following us along on YouTube. If you are or not, I don't know, but Thanks again, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, every once in a while I play back the YouTube to hear my own voice echo. But yeah, this will be my only final transmission here as I go to sleep early. So thanks for doing it there, Chuck, and I'll pass it back to you, and hopefully you'll get another dozen check-ins there. So I'm going to say 73, and you have yourself a good evening, Chuck.
All right, Tom, thanks a bunch. You take care and enjoy the rest of the evening. And so with that, let's see who else is out there listening. Would like to check in with us, test out their radios. This is VA3 CJZ.
Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Victor Alpha 3, November, Charlie Alpha.
Okay, two more stations there. Bravo Tango and November Charlie Alpha. So let's go and say hello to Albert. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango.
Hey, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on frequency there. Just a general check-in. Nothing, not much to report. Yes, Sunday, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I showed up to that. Hopefully we have a few more of those. But yeah, no, it was good to see everyone, including yourself. I'm glad you made it out there. But yeah, we'll hand it back over to you there, VA3VT.
Yeah, I don't get to use the car much there, Albert. The wife was having separation anxiety, I guess. She knew I was going and all that days ahead, right? And then on the day of, she's like, "How long are you gonna be?" And I said, "Just a couple of hours. It's okay, honey."
Yeah, no, as long as you made it out there, no, that's good. That was good. That was a lot of fun, that's for sure. Yeah, so I got a few more days and then I'm off next week. Looking forward to that.
Yes, and apparently we're having this type of weather that we've been having right till the end of the month. I looked a couple of days ago for the 2 week forecast, and it was all relatively the same. There might be one night where we get a sprinkle, but that's it. So yeah, if you have any plants outside that need watering, we're not getting any from Mother Nature. So it looks like it'll be nice conditions for you, depending on how far north you're going. And but generally speaking, there it's really mild weather.
Yeah, just up to Earl Roll, which is up by Alliston. I think they're calling for rain Wednesday. Other than that, it looks like a pretty decent week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're a little on the hot side. I don't know if anybody else is noticing that, but yeah, you're 10 times louder than Chuck there. Just saying. V3PDO.
The mic's set usually where it's at.
Maybe Chuck's talking low. Hurts my ears.
You guys are pretty close.
That's what I was just telling them. We're too close.
Yeah, that'll do it for sure. I got a guy across the street from me, so yeah, I know I know what it's like.
Yeah, you're kind of hot there, Hal.
You're another one that's too close to me.
I'm in the city. You're up in the mountain.
I'm just above you.
Okay, that explains it.
All right. Okay, then. Well, Albert, thank you so much for checking in. And will you be gone for next week's net?
Yeah, but I'll try to get on the YouTube. All right, I turned my mic gain down. Did that improve it at all?
Yeah, it did to me. It helped a little bit there.
All right, it was at 50%, which that's usually where I keep it on the mic gain on the 9700. So I brought it down to 40%.
Maybe you're just a little close to it, or really excited to talk to Chuck tonight. I don't know.
Was it a little better, or is it the same there, Paul?
Yeah, it seems a little better, I think, there. Anybody else?
Yeah, there's a difference.
Very slight difference.
That
Somebody keyed with you, Al.
no, go ahead.
Oh, that was me. Oh, you mean I competed with Albert?
Yeah, I didn't hear what either one of you said.
Oh, I said it's better.
How about yourself there, Chuck? You're further out.
Yeah. As long as you don't get any closer to the mic there, that's good.
All right, we'll leave it at 40%.
All right. Well, Al, have a great holiday, because won't see you or talk to you next week. So hopefully the weather holds out for you and you have a good time.
That's the plan. But anyways, we'll be here listening along. Hopefully, we'll make it to the end of the net there. We'll hand it back over to you, and hopefully you pick up a few more there. VA3, VT.
Hey, Al, just check Chuck's feed there. Pull it back and listen to your audio, and then you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I will.
That must be the microphone that he's using.
Yeah, it's the SM50.
There you go. All right. Yeah, check it out on the YouTube stream. Very good there, Paul. I think my audio is a little bit low then, is it?
Yeah, usually a little bit up, but that's fine.
All right. Well, I switched microphones since last week there. I no longer have the double, just a single, and it's a directional microphone. So I just might have to talk a little bit closer, but there we go. All right. So before we get to the announcements, let's see who else is out there would like to check in the weekly AREG net. This is VA3 CJZ.
Whoops, I keyed with you, Chuck. I said, just talk into the microphone like, you know, you're a little upset because you just looked out your window and saw a raccoon run through your garden and destroy everything.
There we go. I turned it up a wee bit there, but never mind. We have a family. I counted 7 coons one night going through my yard. The whole litter. I forget if that's the name, but my goodness. And then we have a couple of skunks that roam the neighborhood as well. And so I don't want to upset them, but yeah, looking at my security cameras there in the morning, I see all the activity.
Insert coon joke here.
All right. Is anyone else out there wanting to check into the AREG net? Please come now.
VA3 NCA.
Oh, I forgot. See, I had already written you down in my log, and when you checked in after Albert there, it threw me right off because you're a little bit before Albert in the list because you're already on the log. So, anyway, sorry about that. Wade, VA3 NCA, come on in.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Yeah, no worries, Chuck. Yeah, I have to agree that maybe that mic is a little lower than usual. I can hear you just fine on the YouTubes, but on the air, I've got a high noise floor tonight, plus maybe a little bit low mic audio. And but if I listen real close, I have no trouble hearing you tonight. So that's all good stuff. Got to the mic a little late today because this was one of those upgrade nights for me at work. So just got finished about 8:15 for phase 2 of 4. So we get to do this all over again Saturday morning and then again on next Wednesday. So I'll probably be late to the AREG next Wednesday as well. But luckily, assuming all goes well, touching wood and all that stuff, it won't be much past 8 that I'll become free and can join in. So other than that, it's nice to see that the POTA page filling up with our activation there on Sunday. So there are now 16 logs for the day uploaded. So I think we're still shy a couple, but that's looking pretty good. So yeah, it's good to see. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was a work from work day. So
just as I said, just got finished up, but just after the net started. So leaning back and listening to the rest of AREG. Back to you.
All right, very good, Wade. So did you fix that ghosting situation?
Yeah, I opened a ticket with them, and I did tell them that it was there and then it was gone because their answer back was, "Oh, it can take up to 24 hours for a log to be reflected in the stats," which is true, and I've seen that before. But what I haven't seen is it go in and then come back out again. So that's why I opened up the ticket before the 24 hours was up, and they came back and said, "Yeah, it should be there the next day." And then it was. So I don't know what it was about, but I did mention we were doing a mass activation, so it might have looked like, some funny business was going on. If 16 people from the same park, same time, same list of QSOs were putting up logs, and he said, "Oh no, we see this stuff. Usually it's during ham fests and things like that, where you see a lot of the same park activated in one day." He said a lot of the time it's Hamfest where he sees that, but they see weird stuff like that. So they wouldn't have done it because of that. He couldn't explain why, but anyways, it's resolved. And I think a few others have the ghosting problem too, but to my knowledge, they've all resolved on their own.
All right, very good, very good. And I lost my grid issue. All I did was in my AC log in setup, where you got to give your latitude, longitude, and that, and your call sign. I just went where it said grid square, and it was an optional box to fill in. So I just zeroed it out. No grid squares in there. So whenever I get another file that has a different grid square, it won't affect my upload to LOTW.
Yeah, that's a weird one because I guess if it doesn't matter for the log you're putting up, then you might as well remove it if it's going to cause a problem. But for POTA anyways, and WWFF and SOTA, those things, the grid square should be the park you're in because that was your location. And so I guess maybe that's the cause of it. But if it's going to cause problems with LOTW or whatever the upstream system was, then that's no good. Probably better just to delete it like you did and move on. I know that Hammers requires you to fill that in manually, and so probably people leave it out or they fill it in with their home grid square more than likely. But Polo, which is the fancy new one for POTA, it pulls the grid square from reading your phone or your device's GPS, so it actually does get an accurate grid square for you, so I can see that as being maybe the source of that type of trouble. Anyways, I wonder what LOTW does for people who do actually operate portable, and maybe they aren't always going to be uploading logs from their home QTH grid. Anyways, I think the right answer for you is what you found there. Delete it and move on with your day. Back to you.
Yep. So, but yeah, I had no issues with my file going up to the POTA site, and so it all worked out good. All right, Wade. Well, thanks for checking in. Do appreciate it, sir, both on YouTube and here on the radio. And too bad I can't count your channel. Just kidding. But we're doing pretty good tonight, anyways. All right, so that clears my list. Is there anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group?
VO, you can count it as double. Back to you.
Which one?
Victor Echo 3, Hotel Papa Oscar.
All right, there we go. Sure, why not? That'll be a first. This is a week of firsts. HPO. All right, thanks, Wade. All right, so let's move on to the contest announcements. All right, so like I said, it is close to fall officially. That'll be in 4 days, and with that comes a bunch of contests this weekend. The first one I've got here is the ARRL EME contest, and that stands for Earth, Moon, Earth, usually, and that is for CW, phone, and digital, but you need 2.3 gigahertz and up. And so for those of you who have that capability and the antennas, that's good for you. And then the ARRL 10 gigahertz and up contest as well, for North America only. After that, we've got a CW contest called the Scandinavian Activity Contest for CW. That's for 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80 meters. And then we got a bunch of QSO parties. There's the New Jersey QSO party, Texas, Iowa, New Hampshire QSO party, as well as Wisconsin Parks on the Air. So that one there is only for about 7 hours. It's the shortest one I have. And Wisconsin is not far away. It'll be easy to make contacts into Wisconsin for sure. And what else? The Washington State Salmon Run. That is for CW and phone. The bands are 6 meter, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. The Washington State Salmon Run. And that's again CW and phone. And then there's a QRP contest called QRP Afield for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And that's all mode and worldwide participation. So QRP Afield, 1 point per QSO if using 5 watts. And it has permanent and temporary locations. If you're portable, I guess, or on a battery, the points go up. So that's about it for the contests coming up this weekend. If you have any questions or interests, just open up a webpage and type in contestcalendar.com, and that will show you all the contests. I usually open up the 8-day current week, and you see all the contests there. Click on them for more information. All right, do we have any questions or comments, or does anyone have any announcements they'd like to make? Please come now. VA3 CJZ. All right, so let's check on YouTube here. Do we have any questions for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. How about a little trivia? Hey, we got a little trivia here for you. Which one do I like? Okay. Okay. Here's a multiple choice quiz or trivia. Now, first one, how many slices of pizza are eaten in the United States every second? Slices of pizza every second are eaten in the U.S. Your choices are 12 slices, 100 slices, 350, or 900. Which one do you think it is? How many pizza slices per second? 12, 100, 350, and 900. Anyone?
That'd be 900.
Well, you're close, but no cigar. It's 350 slices every second in the United States. Man, that's a lot of pizza. It says, that's equal to 100 acres of pizza a day. That's 100 football fields of pizza a day. That's crazy. All right, what animal hibernates the most? What animal hibernates the longest? Is it bears, snails, koalas, or sloths? Well, the answer is snails. Snails can hibernate up to 3 years. So I guess, I was thinking of, what is it, those cicadas? They hibernate for like 9 years or something, but they're not an animal, they're an insect. So there you go. Snails. What beloved movie character was almost called Lunar Larry? Was that Wall-E, Optimus Prime, George Jetson, or Buzz Lightyear, who was almost called Lunar Larry? The answer is Buzz Lightyear. He was almost called Lunar Larry. Here's a new one. In the city of Gainesville in Georgia, what does the law prohibit being eaten with a fork? Is it peach cobbler, mac and cheese, fried chicken, or cornbread? In Gainesville, Georgia, what does the law prohibit being eaten with a fork? Anyone? The answer is fried chicken. Gainesville made the law in 1961 as a way to promote the city as the poultry capital of the world. So if you ever eat fried chicken with a fork, you can get arrested or a ticket. And we went through this next one a couple of weeks ago. Since World War II, British battle tanks include what beverage equipment? Is it Coca-Cola, tea, coffee, or Pepsi? In British tanks. The answer is tea. The British Army designed special tea kettles to be installed in its tanks.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, we actually had that called. It was a different type of question, but it was the same deal there. So, all right. So, what alcoholic drink is made with juniper berries? Is it gin, vodka, rum, or whiskey? What alcohol is made with juniper berries? Anyone?
Gin.
That must be it. Is that you, Noel?
Yep, that would be me.
Good answer. It says here, gin. While juniper berries are the primary flavor, gin is made with several botanical ingredients, including herbs, florals, and fruit. Let me tell you from experience, if you drink too much gin, you'll never want to again. How many colors are in the rainbow? 6, 7, 8, or 9? How many colors are in the rainbow? Anyone?
7. Roy G. Biv.
Correctamundo. 7. The colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. The speed of a computer mouse is measured in what units? Now, Wade will probably get this. The speed of a computer mouse is measured in what? Inches, centimeters, Mickeys or paws? Believe it or not, it's measured in Mickeys. It's the unit of measurement for how many pixels and millimeters a mouse moves. Interesting. Wade, you didn't know that one?
I heard it once. I think it's in sets of some hundreds of inches. 1/200, something like that. I've heard it once. I can't say I use it very often.
All right. Very good then. Well, here's another interesting one. What is the name of the little dot seen above the J and the letters J and I? Is it a dot, a tittle, a jot, or a spot? What's the name of the little dot above a J and an I? Is it a dot, a tittle, a jot, or a spot?
It's a tittle, which is a funny thing to say, too.
That's right. The cross seen in the T is called a jot. So make sure to jot your T's and tittle your I's. Interesting.
This is a family show.
All right. How can you tell the age of a horse? Is it the length of its tail, the quality of its hooves, the clarity in its eyes, or the lines in its teeth? How can you tell the age of a horse?
Teeth, VE3LBI.
And count the rings. That's not the right way.
And I heard Larry in there. That's correct. The lines on its teeth. I often wondered why the people would look at the horse's teeth, and I guess there's like tree rings. All right, we're going to move to a different style of questions. What's the fastest land snake in the world? Is it a sidewinder, the black mamba, the king cobra, or the eastern diamondback rattlesnake? And the answer is A, sidewinder. Very good, coach. You got it right away. The black mamba is often listed as the fastest snake, moving at 12 miles per hour. But the sidewinder is actually the fastest, moving at 18 miles per hour. That's fast. All right, so let's say hello to Larry, VE3LBI.
Just got here and was looking at or watching a live stream, so we just dropped in. But I heard you with that one, and I knew the answer, so I was listening to the other ones there about the T and the I. Kind of interesting. I knew that, but it's been a long time since I heard it.
Yeah, it's one of those things you learned a long time ago, and you completely forget.
Yep, it's like a lot of things you learn in school. You know, geometry and history, and all. Well, some of history you'll keep, but some stuff you pick up in school, and it's not like you're never going to use it again. But anyways, no, it was something. But anyways, okay, no, we're just a very pleasant day again today. Unfortunately, the grandson was ill, so we didn't see him. He stayed home today, and home from school also. So his mother was looking after him today.
Ah, that's right. You gotta keep them home when they're sick. Very good then. Okay, Larry, thanks for checking in, and we got some more trivia you might find interesting here. Anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the weekly AREG net, please come now. This is VA3CJZ.
Well, real quick question for you there, Chuck. Did Noel check in tonight, perchance?
Yes, he did, and participated in the trivia.
Okay, I was actually talking to him today, and I told him about the net tonight. So, okay, very good. I'll pass it back to you. Thanks. VE3LBI.
All right, very good, Larry. Anyone else wishing to check in? Please come now. All right, let's move on. What country is said to have the best quality tap water? Is it the Netherlands, France, Sweden, or Switzerland? What country is said to have the best quality tap water? Anyone?
How about Canada?
Switzerland. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Coach, sorry you didn't get that one. It is D, Switzerland. In 2022, 2 years ago, what was the most profitable company in the world? Was it Apple, Microsoft, Nestle, speaking of water, or Amazon? Apple, Microsoft, Nestle, or Amazon, the most profitable company in the world?
It's obviously Amazon. In the midst of COVID, they were delivering everything anywhere.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it says here Apple. Everyone needs an Apple phone and a tablet to order from Amazon. So Apple yielded just under 100 billion of net income in 2022. 100 with a B. Wow, 100 billion. How many miles is a full marathon? Wade would probably get this one. How many miles in a marathon? Is it 13.1 miles, 20 miles, 26.2 miles, or 42?
Depends on how far your fridge is.
Over 26.
Okay, you stepped on Wade there. I think he said 26, which is correct. You and Coach both have that correct. Rumor is, in 1908, Queen Alexandra wanted the marathon to start at Windsor Castle and finish at the Olympic Stadium. Queen Alexandra, where is she from? And it was exactly 26.2 miles. There you go. What animal is known to have the most powerful bite in the world? Is it the Nile crocodile, the hippopotamus, the hyena, or the grizzly bear?
Croc. Hyena.
Hippo.
Gotta go with hippo.
And it is the Nile crocodile. Mind you, hippos kill more people than just about any other animal in the countries where hippopotamuses live, which is mainly Africa. So, but the answer is Nile crocodile. The Nile's crocodile bite is 30 times stronger than that of a human.
I still want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
I want a house hippo.
I am a house hippo. All right, no laughter there. I inserted joke there, Mac.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not streaming my guffaw.
Okay, what is the name of the largest technology company in South Korea? Is it Apple, Samsung, LG, or Huawei? Largest technology company in South Korea. Apple, Samsung, LG, or Huawei?
That would be Huawei, and they are worming their way into your personal information as we speak.
Well, the answer is Samsung. In 2022, it was Samsung. I don't know about today, but it says here Samsung Electronics took in $245.7 billion in revenue. South Korea is pretty high tech, by the way. Compared to North Korea, looks like they're in the Stone Age. I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right, what is the top selling product at Walmart? Diapers, milk, bananas, or sliced bread? What's the top selling product?
Depends.
Well, it does depend because Walmart sells more bananas than anything else. Rumor is Walmart sells 1.5 billion pounds of bananas a year. Who knew?
And it all depends.
All right. What is the only food that never goes bad? Is it honey, corn, pickles, or rice?
Honey, I believe.
That's right. You and Coach got that right. And Coach has been getting a few good ones there. And Bill got it right. That's right. Archaeologists found a 3,000-year-old honey in Egypt that was still edible. I don't know if I'd eat it, but you know. All right, we'll do a couple more, then we'll go to on this day. Well, we'll do some check-ins first. But what two cities are found in the phonetic alphabet? Now that's interesting. Is it Delta and India, Lima and Quebec, Juliet and Zulu, or Whiskey and Tango? What two cities are found in the phonetic alphabet? And that's right. NCA got it right. And Coach, it's Lima and Quebec. Sorry, Coach, you didn't get that one right. So Lima, Peru, and Quebec City, Quebec. Yeah. There we go. Very good. All right. What is the smallest country in the world? Is it Vatican, Liechtenstein, Tuvalu, or Monaco?
Vatican City.
Absolutely there, Noel. Vatican City. The country is only 0.19 square miles. Very, very small. 0.19 of a mile. That's crazy. Square mile. That's crazy. All right, so we'll put a pause on this one for tonight, and we'll pick it up another time. And so with that, are there any new check-ins for tonight's net? This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. All right, nothing heard, so I guess we'll start on this day in history. And we are at week 186 for on this day. And we always start with birthdays. Today's birthdays. And we'll start with the 13th Prime Minister of Canada, John Diefenbaker. He was born today in 1895. And he was born in Neustadt, Ontario. Anyone know where that is? Oh, I guess I should write down how you spell it. It's spelled N-E-U-S-T-A-D-T. N-E-U-S-T-A-D-T. Ontario. I wonder where that is. All right, next we've got the discoverer of plutonium, born on this day, Edwin McMillan, born in 1907, from Redondo Beach, California. He won the Nobel Prize for that in 1951, and he passed away in 1991. All right, born in 1918 on this day is Johnny Mantz, M-A-N-T-Z. He's an American auto racer who was the first in the Southern 500 in 1950, which was the first 500-mile race in NASCAR history. So now we call it the Daytona 500. They called it back then the Southern 500. And born on this day is John D. Tippit, an American police officer murdered by Lee Harvey Oswald shortly after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And he was born in Texas, and of course he died in 1963. Born in 1933 was Jimmy Rogers, or his real name is James Frederick, an American pop singer. Who remembers the song Honeycomb? He was born in Washington State, passed away in 2021. All right, next, Robert Blake was born on this day, also in 1933. His real name was Michael Gubitosi, Italian, I'm sure. He's an American Emmy award-winning actor for Beretta, and he was also Bobby, little Bobby in The Little Rascals. I remember watching that, black and white Little Rascals. He was born in Nutley, New Jersey. He died just last year.
Wasn't he also convicted of shooting his wife?
I don't think he was found guilty of that. He got off. Scotty Bowman is 91 today. He's also born in 1933. He was a Canadian NHL player and, of course, coach for the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings, born in Montreal, Quebec. Guess what hockey player turns 74 today? Darryl Sittler, born in 1950, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame center, and he has the NHL record for most points in a game, which is 10. Born in St. Jacobs, Ontario. Darryl Sittler. Born in 1951, D.D. Ramone. He's an American punk rock bassist with the Ramones from 1974 to 89. I Want to Be Sedated is a popular song, and he was born in Fort Lee. James Gandolfini from The Sopranos was born on this day in 1961, and he passed away in 2013. Jada Pinkett Smith, 53 today. That's all I have to say about that. Next, we have finally on the list is Lance Armstrong, also turning 53 today, born in 1971. He's a disgraced and banned Tour de France cyclist, and he is born in Plano, Texas.
Poor guy got a bad rap by having rules enforced upon him that weren't in place when he run those races.
Is that right, eh?
They never actually had any rules preventing blood doping. It was after the fact, when they found out how effective he was at racing, that they said, no, you can't do that. That's illegal. Well, it's not part of the rules. So anyways, big frustration. And I still have a drawer full of yellow armbands. Good guy.
Yeah. He seemed like a nice guy. All right, then. Well, thanks for clearing that up, Mac. So that finishes our birthday portion of On This Day. Do we have any check-ins for this week's net? Questions or comments? Please come now. This is VA3CJZ. Okay. Well, that brings us to who died today in.
Yeah, double in there.
Yeah, comment B3BK.
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, John Diefenbaker, you brought up on it was his birthday, whatever. John Diefenbaker is the only prime minister in Canada that had a bunker built for the Cold War. So the Diefen bunker is located near Ottawa, and it has a radio station in it now. It's called the Diefen Bunker and Cold War Museum. They actually have an underground Cold War museum. So that's the counter of the Warplane Heritage. Warplane Heritage is VA3CWM. And the Diefen Bunker has a station in VE3CWM, Cold War Museum. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh, well, very good, Rick. Thanks for explaining that. And that reminds me, I'm going to have to check my logs and see if I think I have a contact with the E3CWM.
That's a POTA park, too.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, so I guess it'd be fairly easy to get a contact with someone who uses that call sign. All right, then. Any more questions or comments or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. Okay, so that who died today in history. And we start off with a gentleman by the name of Member 2. That's the word member and TOU. He's a Mi'kmaq chief, first chief of a First Nations community to be converted by Catholic missionaries. And that's back in 1611 that he passed away. The tribal territory included all of what is now Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, the Gaspé Peninsula of Quebec, the North Shore of New Brunswick, and inland to the St. John River watershed, eastern Maine, and part of Newfoundland, including the islands of the Gulf of St. Lawrence, as well as another one I didn't copy it properly. So there you have it. Okay, that was back in 1611. Let's move up to 1908. And we have Dickie Pierce, American baseball shortstop. And he was a pioneer of the shortstop position. And he also introduced, he was also a manager for a team called the New York Mutuals and the St. Louis Brown Stockings. And he dies at the age of 72 back in 1908. And next, passing away on this day in 1943, William S. Harley, American mechanical engineer and businessman, also the co-founder of the Harley-Davidson Motor Company. He dies of heart failure at the age of 62. All right, please, no jokes for the next one. In passing away in 1967, we have John Cockcroft. He was an English physicist, and he had the development of radar, and he won a Nobel Prize for that in 1951. Oh, sorry, no, not for that, but for making the very first particle accelerator. He was the director of the Atomic Energy Research Establishment, and he dies at the age of 70. Jimi Hendrix passed away today in 1970. He was born in 1942, so he was 27 when he passed away. Of course, he's known as an American rock guitarist. Famous songs: Voodoo, Purple Haze, Voodoo Child, and The Wind Cries Mary. And it says here he dies from asphyxiation, which, in other words, I think there was, he threw up and it was stuck in his throat, couldn't breathe. Okay, next, passing away on this day in 2001, Ernie Coombs, also known as Mr. Dressup. He was an American-Canadian children's entertainer. He was 73 when he died, and children's entertainer who starred in the Canadian television series Mr. Dressup from 1967 to 1996. Interestingly enough, his career began as an assistant puppeteer to Fred Rogers, or as we know him, Mr. Rogers, joining him in Canada when his employer was invited to produce a variant of his local Pittsburgh show for CBC television, The Children's Corner, on an when Mr. Rogers decided to return to the United States, Coombs chose to stay in Canada on his employer's recommendation, developing the children's show Butternut Square, which later evolved into Mr. Dressup, which went on to become a long-running and iconic presence in Canadian media. He eventually became a Canadian citizen and became an honoree of the Canada, among other honors. So Mr. Dressup used to work for Mr. Rogers. Okay, interesting. That was very interesting. All right, and finally we have Ken Norton, the boxer, passing away in 2013 at the age of 70. He was the WBC heavyweight champion in 1990, and he's famous for having a trilogy fight with Muhammad Ali. And he's also in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. That's it for people who died today in history. Any comments, questions, or check-ins, please come now. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3 NFG Portable.
VA3 NFG Portable. Steve, come on in. How's it going?
Good, Chuck. Hello to everybody listening that's on net here. Not much to add there, Chuck. Just a late check-in for now. Good to see you're doing the net there, and Monday night. I think I missed Monday night. But anyhow, that's all I got there for now, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. VA3 NFG Portable.
Okay, Steve, not a problem. But I do thank you for checking in tonight, and you're sounding great, of course, as always, on your portable there. And again, for those who can't hear everyone else, we do stream the net live on YouTube, And you can move the slider back and forth to whatever time you like. There's a clock on most of the camera shots that I show. And so, anyway, Steve, thank you so much for checking in. When are you off?
I was off today. I'm off this weekend though, so I go back for a couple of days, and I'm off for 2 days. By the way, Chuck, what's my signal down to you? You're S9 here on the portable. We're 7 floors up in a building.
You're 40 over.
Wow, 40 over. Well, we are on high power on the portable here, so that's pretty good. Very good. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Chuck. And yeah, we're off this weekend.
All right, very good then. We'll probably catch you on the radio then. Okay, Steve. Well, thanks again for checking in. And how's Mark enjoying his class?
Yeah, he's enjoying it. Just finished the second lesson there today. I think there's 9 in total, so 7 more to go.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not very long. I think at the time they take for basic training in the Army. All right, very good, Steve. Thanks again. Anything else, sir?
No, that's all, Chuck. I just switched to low power. What am I doing on low power here?
Got the same signal, except you sound a little weak. There's a little bit of, you could tell there's less power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Roger. Are we still at least an S9?
Oh, you're still S40.
Where is he, Chuck?
S40. Very good on low power. Very good, Chuck. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, whereabouts are you?
I'm at Ottawa and Mohawk.
7 floors up.
Yes, sir.
Did you catch that there, Rick? Rick was asking where you were. He's at Mohawk in Ottawa and in a 7th floor of a building.
When he first keys up, I can hear him, then I don't hear him.
Yeah.
Well,
we're back to high power here, so you should be able to copy me here.
I got you now.
Yeah, roger that. Okay. I didn't look at the meter. Bring it back.
Yeah, but you're fading in and out there. Probably about an S3 here. Got a lot of noise coming in with you.
I got an S4 on you, Rick.
Yeah, I didn't quite get all that, Chuck, but yeah, okay, back to you.
Yeah, he's got you at S4 there, Rick. S4.
Alrighty, at least I'm getting out. Okay, back to you.
Yeah, does anyone else want to give Steve a radio report? Please come now. All right, I guess that means we go back to on this day. We start with today's historical events. And we start with the year 1502 on this day. Christopher Columbus lands in Costa Rica on his 4th and last voyage. Costa Rica is located in Central America. The year is 1759, September 18th. The Battle of Quebec ends. The French surrender to the British, who capture Quebec City. So 1759. (1793) United States President George Washington lays the cornerstone of the Capitol building. That's that big dome building, I believe, in Washington, D.C. They used to put a stamp in or something commemorating the year in the very first corner stone that they lay. Now they make whenever there's a government building or something, they put a plaque or something. I don't know. But anyways, yep, the cornerstone. Now here's something I didn't know. In the year 1812, you all remember we had the War of 1812. Well, there's the Great Fire of Moscow. Burns out on this day in 1812 after 5 days, destroying 75% of the city, and it kills 12,000 people. But you see, the trick to this is the Russians set Moscow on fire because Napoleon was occupying Moscow at the time. All right. Next, we have Tiffany & Co. is founded in 1837. Charles Louis Tiffany and John B. Young co-found a stationery and fancy goods emporium in New York City, later renamed in 1853 as Tiffany & Co. Hoity-toity store, I like to call it. All right, and now we go to 1848. Baseball rules: first baseman can tag the base for an out instead of the runner. That goes all the way back to 1848. Tag the first base instead of the player. Or the runner, whatever. All right, so let's go to 1851 now. We have the first edition of the New York Times. Is published for 2 cents a copy. And next we go to 1885. Riots break out in Montreal to protest against mandatory smallpox vaccinations. Boy, those French, they're ornery.
You really can't call them French. You have to call them Quebec French.
Yeah, I don't know of any other city that they set on fire after winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they burn things whether they win or lose, but yeah.
I remember one year watching them actually breaking into clothing stores and then stealing all the clothes out and then smashing the windows in police cars and throwing those clothes inside the car and lighting it on fire. And that's because they won. Crazy. All right, enough of that. 1905 now. We have the first electric tram line opens in Rotterdam, Netherlands. 1905. And then in 1906, a typhoon with the tsunami kills an estimated 10,000 people in Hong Kong. Next, a hurricane in 1919, and the tides hit 16 feet above normal and drowns 280 people along the Gulf Coast of the United States. And then in 1926, a hurricane hits Miami and kills 250 people. And this brings us to 1942. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is authorized for radio service on this day, 1942. Now here's some good news about Adolf Hitler. In 1943, Adolf Hitler orders the deportation of Danish Jews, and he is unsuccessful. That's all it says about it. And in 1945, 1,000 white folks walk out of Gary, Indiana schools to protest integration. Back in 1945. In 1947, the Central Intelligence Agency officially comes into existence after being established by President Truman in July. Who remembers the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still? Well, the first one was in 1951. And it opened on this day, 1951. I know Keanu Reeves, I think, made a remake of that movie. All right, I guess we're going into movies and TV series next. In 1964, the TV sitcom series The Addams Family, starring John Astin, Carolyn Jones, Jackie Coogan, and Ted Cassidy as Lurch, premieres on ABC and runs for 2 seasons.
You rang.
All right, next in 1965, Mel Brooks and Buck Henry's spy spoof sitcom Get Smart, starring Don Adams, Barbara Feldon, and Edward Platt, debuts on NBC TV.
Missed it by that much.
I forgot that was a Mel Brooks. I love that show. Get Smart was funny. Okay, also in 1965 on this day is Mickey Mantle Day. It's celebrated at Yankee Stadium as Mantle plays his 2000th game. And finally, also in 1965, TV sitcom I Dream of Jeannie, starring Barbara Eden. The 2,000-year-old Jeannie and Larry Hagman as an astronaut who becomes her master, premieres on NBC. And in 1969 on this day, American singer Tiny Tim and Victoria, or Miss Vicky, get engaged. She was 17, he was 37. All right, who's eating some Chinese noodles in a cup? In 1971, a gentleman by the name of Momofuku Ando markets the first cup noodle, packaging it in a waterproof polystyrene container. In 1975, American publishing heiress turned bank robber Patty Hearst is captured by the FBI in San Francisco. In 1976, Chinese Communist Party chairman Mao Zedong funeral takes place in Beijing, China. 1977, U.S. Voyager 1 takes the first space photograph of Earth and the Moon together. 1977. 1978, WKRP in Cincinnati, an ensemble TV sitcom created by Hugh Wilson and set in a struggling radio station, debuts on CBS. In 1978, all 4 KISS members release a solo album each. And in 1979, British rock band The Who plays the first of 5 concerts at Madison Square Gardens, New York City. And I have an interesting story to tell you. In 1983 on this day, KISS's first unmasked, no makeup appearance on MTV was on this day, 1983. When I was a kid, I actually met the band. I was working at an usher in a movie theater, Triplex or Tri-Cinema, and KISS was snowed in for the night after their concert, and so they decided to come to our theater. Of course, they called the manager first, and he couldn't believe it, but when they showed up in a limo without makeup, but still wearing platform shoes and some glitter and crap, They came in, watched a movie, and who was it that got wasted? Oh, Ace Frehley was so wasted they had to carry him out. And so I helped the band in a different exit than the rest of the audience. And Paul Stanley shook my hand and said, "Thank you very much for your help." And of course, I haven't washed my hand since.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Paul Stanley was a nice guy, to me anyways. And yeah, I got to see them all without their makeup. All of them except Gene Simmons. He wasn't there. The manager was there, some woman was there, and someone else. But yeah, very interesting. That was back around 1978 or 77. They were like at the top of their game at the time. Nobody had seen them without makeup back in 78. I think they started in 75, so you're just peaking. Okay, next we go to 1990. A 500-pound, 6-foot Hershey Kiss is displayed at 1 Times Square, New York City. 1996, Roger Clemens ties his own major league record with 20 strikeouts. And then in 1997, Ted Turner gives $1 billion to the United Nations, creating the public charity, the United Nations Foundation. Ted Turner was married to, what's her name there? Fonda, Jane Fonda. How old do you think humans are? How long do you think humans have been on this earth? Well, I got a couple of stories. This first one is from 2016, and it says the earliest known fish hooks at 23,000 years old are discovered on Okinawa Island in Japan. And the other story is my last one, but there's a couple more in between. In 2017, Hurricane Maria passes over the Caribbean island of Dominica as a Category hurricane, destroying 90% of the structures and killing, well, only 27. My next one is a Canadian Prime Minister. In 2019, a photo of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wearing blackface in 2001 emerges during the Canadian election campaign. Unfortunately, it didn't hurt him a bit. And then finally, in 2020, the earliest dated evidence for the human species in the Arabian Peninsula as fossilized footprints, 120,000 years old, are uncovered in Saudi Arabia's Nifud Desert. There you go. And that's how old humans are, probably older than that. And that's it for On This Day in History. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had fun researching it and telling it back to you folks. And with that, do we have any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? Please come now. This is VA3CJZ. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go to the top of the list and say hello to Rick for the 7-3 round. 3AXJ, Rick.
Yeah, interesting that. Very good. Yeah, it's almost pumpkin time, as Matt would say. Matt, yeah, that's him. IMW. Yeah, interesting that there was a lot of questions in there in the trivia that I just didn't get to the mic in time to answer. But yeah, I had a few of them.
Right on, right on. Well, I'm glad it got your brain working there, and participation was my goal, and I'm glad most of you participated in that. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for your check-in, Rick. Have a great rest of the week, my friend.
That's indeed, Chuck. Okay, the A3XJ will be, I'll be monitoring for a little bit.
All right, very good. So listen, I have one more thing I have to repeat. I saw it today on Instagram, and the phrase of the day is, what is a pumpkin pounder?
I have no idea.
Well, let's just say it's someone who pounds a redhead.
Oh.
Or
I'll talk to you later.
that's all I got to say about that. And with that, speaking of pumpkin pounder, well, let's go to VA3 IMW.
Well, that just throws the door wide open, and I'm not going to take the bait. Anyways, Chuck, great net as usual, and you're right, Rick. It is getting close to pumpkin time. So, anyways, on Friday night, we'll probably chat more about the repetitive frequency of our mass activations here in Hamilton. So everybody can scratch their craniums and look forward to some dynamic discussion. Thanks again for running this one, Chuck. Always fun on a Wednesday night. VA3 IMW, back to you.
All right, Max. Sounds like you had fun too. All right, very good. Thanks. And yeah, we'll definitely have to stop in and say hello to Larry on Friday night at 8 p.m. On the ZOE repeater 443075. All you need is a positive to get in. Thanks, Mac. And let's see who I have here next. That will be Jason, VE3ZJC. You still there, Jason?
Yes, sir, I am. A3CJ said VE3ZJC, and that is definitely an interesting way to end the AREG. I do appreciate it. Was entertaining. I did manage to stick around for, I think, about 90% of it. I just couldn't check in for the trivia stuff on the handy talkie. I just can't reach you with that one as I was about the house. Thanks for doing it, sir. Do appreciate it, and I will send it back to you. VE3ZJC, back to net.
All right, Jason. Glad you tagged along, and happy you enjoyed yourself also. Take care, my friend. We'll catch you soon. Have a great rest of the evening and week. Let's see if our might still be around. Chris, VE3RWJ, you there? How about Noel? Victor Echo 3, Kilo Delta Tango.
Yeah, I'm still here. Thanks for doing that. I like the trivia. Sorry if I jumped on anyone. Not really sure how that was supposed to work. So, anyway, have a good night, I guess, and thanks for hosting.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Noel. I guess Larry was saying that he told you about the net there, and so you found us, and great signal. So have a great rest of the week, and thanks for joining us, Noel. And so let's see if PDL is around. VE3 Papa Delta Lima.
Well, you don't think I sat here for the whole entire net, did you?
I must be hearing a recording.
Chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah, I've been here the whole time. Not much to add there. You had some interesting things there. Buddy of mine was here listening too, and he's got a handy talkie. He doesn't use it. He just uses that as a receiver. But he listens sometimes, and he always likes that part of your net.
I can't believe he's still awake.
Quit it.
All right. Well, hey, not a problem. I mean, if you just want to listen, that's fine. Maybe one day we'll we'll get more people to key up and say hello, but that's fine. Anyhow, Paul, well, thank you so much for joining us for a full net. I don't know how many years it's been, but it's a pleasure. Thanks, Paul.
Alrighty, Chuck, and thanks for doing it. You do it well, and you're always there. So good on you, sir, and good evening to one and all. Thanks for participating in the net and giving me stuff to listen to, and yeah, awesome. And hopefully we'll catch everybody at the next meet and greet thingy out at a park somewhere. Anyway, thanks again, Chuck. B3PDO.
Absolutely, Paul. All right, let's go say hello or good night. 7-3 round to Rick, VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. Mr. Diefenbunker.
No peanut butter jokes? Oh.
Oh, looks like Rick is tied up somewhere else. Join us before I say 7-3. But for now, let's move on and see if Tomasz is still with us. I know he gets up early for work, but let's try him. VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. I'd also like to say thank you to all of you who tuned in and checked in on the YouTube stream. We have Bill, VE3IUK, Wayne, VA3FMB, as well as Coach, VE3FNI, Sean, and VA3 November Charlie Alpha. And so I think that's it. And so let's bring in Victor Alpha 3 November Charlie Alpha. Wade, are you still there?
VA3 CJZ, VA3 MTA, yeah, still here right to the end. 7-3 Chuck, thanks again for doing it as always, and 7-3 to everybody else on net. It's a great way to spend a Wednesday night, and look forward to next one next week. Unfortunately, I got that work thing beforehand, but I'm going to at least make sure I make the last 3 quarters of it. So. Anyways, until next week, or if I hear from you in between, then thanks for doing it in 7-3. Back to you.
All right, Wade. Well, I do appreciate you making an effort to join us, even though you got things on the go. So thanks again, and have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you again soon. And I think my 3 more to go. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo Tango. Albert, you still with us?
Yep, still listening along here, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there. It was a good net and all that trivia stuff. Like hearing that. And 7-3 to everyone out there. VA3 CJZ, VA3 VT. 7-3.
All right, Albert. If I don't talk to you, have a great time away from home. Okay, next VE3 LBI, Larry.
We're still here, Chuck. No problem. Listen along there. Thanks for doing it. I know it's a little bit late there. I was going to see if PDL was still around, and I know I missed by an hour. He said he was there all the time. I was going to get him a bit, fill me in what happened in the first hour, but I don't know.
Well, good luck with that.
I know. I'm just kidding. All right. Thanks, Chuck. All the best. Good evening, everybody. 7-3 VE3LBI.
Larry, we'll talk to you again soon. And last is Steve, unless he's busy. Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf Portable. Last round, Steve.
Yeah, very good, Chuck. I'm back home at the home 20 there now, so good net there, and once again, thanks for doing it. That's all I got, and the wife says have a good night all as well. VA3 CJZ VA3 FG Portable.
Well, please say thank you to Mrs. NFG. Do appreciate it, Steve. Take care, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. And with that, we're at 17 check-ins tonight, so very good. Congratulations, everyone. It was a lot of fun, but let's see if there are any last-minute check-ins before we close. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Any last-minute check-ins, please come now. All right, well, that's it. So it is garbage night for this part of town, so I'll have to get that ready there. But I will take a short break, and I'll return here and also be monitoring the ZOE repeater. And so I bid you all a good night. Thank you all so much. And I hope to see you again next week. Until then, we'll be here. Actually, next week we'll be here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, 7-3, one and all.